Hello Barmy Badger Army, hello and welcome to today's Vlogmas. Today I thought we'd talk about some of my favourite films to watch during the festive period. In no particular order, just because I couldn't be bothered to faff about with a top 5. Now, one of my personal favourites is of course Home Alone. Its slapstick antics are there forever. Macaulay Culkin, Joe Pesci and the other guy I don't remember are fantastic in it. They're really great. The hilarity in it is just on point. It makes me laugh all the time. It's one of these films that's going to be immortal. You know, it was out when I was a child a few years ago and it's just constantly hilarious. It's slapstick humour, the great writing, the fun scenes, the great soundtrack, the weird and wonderful spooky moments involving the street sweeper and the scary boiler, all just add to a ragtag mix of fun. It's hilarious, and that's the main reason why I always wanted a tarantula as a pet as a kid, and I never got one. But there's just one of these things, isn't it? It's immortal, it's hilarious. It just reeks of Christmas, it really does. There's something about the humour, there's something about the fact that there's something for everyone in it. Everyone has at least a little laugh or feels that they should watch it. Even if they don't enjoy it, they feel that they should, and it's just hilarious. So I reckon if you don't watch Home Alone 1 and 2 at Christmas, you're insane. Thoroughly recommend those, I really do. The other ones are watchable if you want to binge and have a Christmas binge. I'd definitely recommend that. Get the box set if it's cheap. But 1 and 2 are the main ones to watch, 100%. Next, I'm going to talk about Batman Returns. Batman Returns is fantastic. It is a gothic masterpiece, of course, with Michael Keaton, Danny DeVito, Danny Elfman doing the music, and of course, all the usual trappings. It's hilarious. It's fun, it's spooky, it's deranged, it's great. Tim Burton's masterstroke of a Batman film was hilariously gothic and gross. And of course it topped the first one. I mean, Batman's only in it for about 25 minutes, believe it or not, so the villains get the screen time. And does it work? Yes, I think it does, because Batman got all the screen time apart from Jack Nicholson's Joker in the first one. So here the villains take over and you get to see what Batman does to try and take over them. But I love the fact you get to see more of the villains and their plans. And of course I love the fact that you get to see Danny DeVito, Michelle Pfeiffer and lots of those other villains all interacting with Michael Keaton's Batman. It's fun, and of course the deadly romance with Catwoman is on point. They tried to do it in the later films, but this romance with Catwoman is just fantastically gothic. And you think, oh, you know, what's going to happen? It's like a deadly love. It really is like a deadly love, isn't it? It makes you feel, you know, what's going to happen? Are they going to kill each other? Are they going to fall in love and have little kitten baby bats? Or are they just going to go off into the night and, you know, attack crime together? You don't know, and there's a mystery to it, and I love it. That's fantastic. Now, of course, I want to talk to you about Muppet Christmas Carol. Now, recently it has been announced that they've added in some of the more somber songs. So, is it worthwhile watching? Now they've added in some of the more cryable bits. Most definitely, it makes the film balanced and it makes you feel like you need a good cry, because it interacts with your emotions that way. It makes you think about love and love's labour's lost and all that sort of stuff. It makes you think about the excitement of Christmas. It makes you think about love, gaining love. It makes you think about doing good things for other people. It makes you think about all these different things. And it's fantastic. So adding in the more somber song was a masterstroke. It will add to the film for a new generation. I think it's great. And of course, Badger Jr. finds it quite spooky at times, which is great. He's only ever got past the first 10 minutes because he knows that it's spooky with Jacob Marley and all that stuff. But yeah, it's great. The puppetry is fantastic. The soundtrack, the music, everything's on point. The jokes, it's hilarious. and emotional and spooky and heartwarming and upsetting. It's one of these things where, you know, if you don't cry by the end about a toy knackered old frog, then what will you cry at? You know? And a man seeking redemption. Scrooge is a fantastic story, so Muppet Christmas Carol is bang on to watch during the festive period. I would definitely recommend that, 100%. Now, of course, what would this be without mentioning Die Hard? Die Hard is, of course, the epitome of a Christmas action film, and I won't hear anything against that. It's fantastic. Just like Batman Returns, it's got action in spades, and it's well worth a look. Now, of course, who doesn't think of Christmas when they think of Die Hard? A man that's pushing 40, knackered, barefoot, only a few guns, trying to defeat about 100 bad guys. Who doesn't think about Christmas when they think about that? John McClane, thank you very much for the epitome of the Christmas action film. It is hilarious. It's got good one-liners. It's got tons of blood, gore, action, swearing. It's got fun for some of the family. No, it's really good. I recommend it. Die Hard is what you call one of these films that you think, no, you wouldn't want to watch that at Christmas, but you do. It's fantastic. It really is. And also, I'm going to talk about another Christmas film. Now, I've got some fond memories with this. I remember watching Speed at home, and I think Speed is one of these films that's not necessarily a Christmas film, but you would watch it at Christmas. It's one of these films that's so sort of over the top, so daft. Keanu Reeves is as wooden and fantastic as ever. So I recommend watching Speed with a ton of Pringles. Not taking Speed, watching Speed. I recommend it. It's great. It's such a fun little actioner. It's one of these things where you can watch it and you can just sort of turn your brain off. Will he be able to save the bus? Or will it go over a certain amount of miles an hour like the milk float in Father Ted? So do I recommend Speed at Christmas? Definitely. It's a great film, really exciting to watch, really silly to turn your brain off. So those are my list of films that I recommend at Christmas in no discernible order, because I couldn't be bothered to do a top 5 or anything. So enjoy and let me know what your favourite Christmas films are in the comments below. Do you like the films that I've suggested? If not, what are your favourites? Let me know in the comments. Bye for now. Ta-ra!